definitely need to take, it looks like it's going to work. So help me remember to take the pause
Okay.
off recording
All right.
if I can. So let's see, we're going over to, all right, there we go. We are live. Oh my goodness, we haven't done that in the other two. I'm so excited. Welcome everyone. We are live in the webinar room. We are live on Facebook, and we are so excited to be with all of you tonight and to talk about the greatness of the USANA products, and with one of the most highly esteemed product trainers in all of USANA, Dr. Ladd McNamara. Before I introduce you properly, Ladd, just welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here too. Thank you for doing this, Patty. I appreciate it. And I'm truly honored to be a part of this and part of this third section too as well. So.
Yes. So, there are people that are going to watch the recording, some that are on Facebook Live tonight, and even on the webinar, who have very little idea who USANA is, what we're about, and why we're doing this third portion of a product training with Dr. Ladd McNamara. So I'm actually going to let Dr. Ladd begin. He doesn't know this, but he's great. So let's begin tonight by introducing the vision of USANA with the founder, Dr. Myron Wentz. The marketing that I put out this time was from your book, The Cholesterol Conspiracy, Dr. Ladd, and it was the foreword, and it was you and our founder, Dr. Myron Wentz, and you, it was just such a wonderful, wonderful book and moment. And so I just love for you to bring a little bit about the founder and the vision of USANA to the group before we continue.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Dr. Myron Wentz is absolutely a man of science, man of integrity. He's a PhD in microbiology and immunology, and he founded Gold Laboratories back in the 70s, I believe it was, which he put together, or he invented the viral diagnostic test kits for rapid testing of like mononucleosis, herpes, et cetera. Those became the gold standard in the industry of viral diagnostic tests. And that's how he made his money with that. And what happened is over time, after growing cells in the laboratory for these test kits and seeing that they need certain micronutrients to be healthy, to nourish them and protect them for longevity, he decided that he would need some supplements to take care of his own cells in his own body, because he had family members. His mother died of cancer, father died, brother died of cancer, father died of heart disease. So he thought, I need to take care of myself. So he was taking what most people would take. I go to the store and got a bottle of supplements, but he started reading on the supplement bottle, the multivitamin, and he looked at it, saw the amounts on it and the very small spectrum of micro ingredients. And he went running to one of the scientists in Gold Laboratories, and he said, look what they're saying, that this is, take 2 days a day, what they're saying would help nourish our bodies. If we were to treat the cells in the laboratory like this, we'd be out of business in a day. You can't maintain human cells with those micronutrients. So then he decided he would then go find who was making them. And nobody was producing them. Literally nobody was producing them. And so then he started on a journey that he would then make them. He didn't decide to create USANA. He didn't decide to create a business. He just wanted to take supplements and give them to his family. And while he was putting this together, he was talking to some of the experts at the time of nutritional science, and who the people consulted for other manufacturing companies. And he told them what he was doing. And one of the doctors said, if you're going to put this together, you need to create a company. And he said, why would I do that? He said, well, you can make a lot of money with it. And this is before vitamins became a big thing, before people even heard the word antioxidants, at least the most part. And he said, well, I already have a lot of money. Wasn't his goal. And then he said, you know what, if you were to do this formulation, because he showed him the formulation he wanted to put together of vitamins and minerals, he said, if you were to do this, you would change the world. You'd change the health of the world. And he said, that's when he knew what his purpose for being on earth was. That's to change the health of the world. I've got, and you and Patty know him very well. I got to know him very well. I saw the changes in among my patients, among my family members, among myself with after taking the USANA supplements. And my goodness, the first time I met Dr. Wentz, I told him what was happening, what other doctors were seeing as well that he knew about. And I said, every doctor in the world should know about this. Every patient should be aware of this. This should change medicine forever. And he said, well, that's what I want. I mean, that was the whole point of what he wants. And we go into medicine, we take an oath to do no harm and to alleviate suffering. And Dr. Wentz's vision was literally to rid the world of pain and suffering, and to create the healthiest family on earth, the USANA family. Anybody who takes on these ideas of it, and it's not just about taking supplements, it's a whole mentality of living healthier, vibrant lives, and to live with, as you say, passion and purpose. And that is what it's about. And that's what we're going over. These supplements, yeah, they're just vitamins, but they're much more than that. They truly are. They're life providing supplements to supplement a healthy diet. And that's what we're going through. And we've been through the cell essentials, and we're going through the optimizers, those that we optimize our foundational supplements with. And Dr. Wentz then went to create other things as well as part of this whole vision of true health. That's what USANA's meaning is, of true health. And to create Sana Medical Institute I'm in San Diego, and it's just about an hour's drive south of me in Baja, California. And it's truly a world-class medical institute. And of course, everything that Dr. Wentz does, from his philanthropy to the USANA Foundation to everything, it's all about making people's lives better. So that's it in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. So, audience, I'm Patty Rooney, and I'm your hostess for tonight. And this is Dr. Ladd McNamara, and you heard him speak about his medical practice, a board-certified OBGYN who over 20 years ago found USANA and said, whoa. I remember I've been here 24 years, and I remember going to my very first international convention and listening to Dr. McNamara and his shock at how his patients had their results. And so I just learned from my first 3 days on the products and in the business that I was here for life, and this was going to change not only my life and my family's, but everyone in the world. And so Dr. Wentz has created visionaries along with himself, and we all are here to help change the world. It's wonderful to be here tonight with everyone. Dr. Ladd is a USANA Emerald Director. He is a USANA $1 Million Club earner, and he also is an author, a speaker, just world renowned. He travels, and he's just not in the last few months, but just so highly revered by all of USANA, and we're just really grateful for him. He also is the creator of something called the Dr. Ladd VIP website. And that is something you'll hear about later, because I have asked him to make sure he shares it, because even though it's not part of our product training, it's part of what I use every single day in my own business. And I have to tell all of you, this is our last night of product training on the supplements, but I want to tell you that I joined USANA for the business. I was a single mom of 6 children, and I had been holistic since I was about 18 years old without even knowing what that word meant. But when I found USANA, it was because I was desperate to stay home with my family, raise my family. And I said, I do not need some kind of a hobby. I need to make my income from my home. And, we've been in the last few months, everyone's staying at home. And I had chosen to do that. I had chosen to be part of a business that I could work in the nooks and crannies of my life and work with my kids at the same time. So I just am so grateful. I'm grateful to you, Dr. Ladd, because you came from the medical side. I was coming in from the business side. We all kind of meet in the USANA family, and we go about changing the world on all fronts. But I love the integrity. I love the science. I love the people. I love what we stand for. And so tonight, as we finish the part 3, which will be the second half of our optimizers. I'm just very grateful for you, Dr. Ladd, and very grateful to be friends with you, partners in the USANA family with you, and to have you as our product trainer.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Very honored with that. That means a lot to me. So thank you.
So we did, for all of you who missed part 1 and part 2, let me tell you where you can find them and also let you know what they were. We started with 1 week of just that whole webinar was on our core product called the Cell Essentials, but also on the intelligence technology, the cell signaling technology. And Dr. Ladd did a magnificent job. It's such a hard subject. And then last week we had part 1, which was actually the second webinar, but the first half of our optimizers, and he'll explain more. And tonight we're finishing the optimizers. You can find all 3 of these by tomorrow, at least, on Facebook at the Patty Roney Global Webinars page. It's PATTI, so Patty Roney Global Webinars page. It helps if you like and follow because it's hard to get everything to everyone. I try hard to make sure you're all on an email list, so you're welcome to throw me your emails on Facebook on a private message. I'll make sure you hit that email list so that you don't miss anything, because I do announce everything to the email list. And so with that said, let's get healthy and let's know why. So Dr. Ladd McNamara, take it away. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go on to part 2 of the optimizers. The optimizers, let me go ahead and share this. And if it's not showing by now, you need to let me know.
It is.
Okay, good. We left off last time in part 2 with an optimizer called Copa Prime. And that's ours. I'm not going to go over it again because that's where we left off on part 2 of the program. The optimizers, as you said, Patty, are the ones that, just for people to know, to support or to optimize our health on top of the foundation of the Cell Essentials. And for 25 years now over 25 years, I've been with USANA. I've been recommending the USANA Cell Essentials as the foundation. And of course, when you optimize, you add things to that. But I don't like to see people just use the optimizers alone because you're missing out on the support of the foundation. And it does much more than create a foundation. It truly is magnificent, those Cell Essentials. So be sure to watch the part 1. Copa Prime is where we left off, and that's the memory support supplement. There's many benefits to that. So we'll move on straight on to the next one. The next supplement optimizer that we have talked about is called Precosa. It's our joint support supplement. It also contains what's called intelligence technology. And as I said last time, the intelligence technology is a cell signaling technology that triggers your cells to respond in a certain way, the way that they normally should respond for optimizing your health. There's intelligence complex, per se, that is in the Cell Essentials itself, in the Vita Antioxidant supplement. And that's a complex of 8 different micronutrients, which help with not only nourishing the cells and help with protection from free radicals damage, but also the renewal of certain cellular components like mitochondria, one of the most important organelles in the cell. It's responsible for generating the energy, ATP, and for the intelligence complex to increase the antioxidant enzymes, because your body makes antioxidant enzymes, but they wear out over time. And as they wear out, your mitochondria wear out. And as your mitochondrial decay, then that can lead to all sorts of problems, health problems. As a matter of fact, the ones that you're most familiar with. Including that is degeneration of even joints and cartilage. To help support the cartilage of your joints, in addition to the Cell Essentials and the bioomega, the omega-3 fatty acids, which also support the joints, the Precosa is very powerful. It is a complex of glucosamine and Mariva brand curcumin. Curcumin, also known as turmeric extract. And because what happens is that people over time, they wear down their cartilage, and particularly as you grow older or you engage in some vigorous sports, you could have damaged your knee or your hip and can worn off some cartilage. Now, cartilage is growing. The problem is you can wear it down faster than it can be replenished. It's just a very slow growing method of process, I should say. Anyway, so what's in this product, Precosa, the joint support formula, is glucosamine, turmeric extract, as I mentioned, manganese, vitamin C, and silicon. That's not the same as silicone. It's silicon. It's a trace mineral. Very important for maintenance and growth of cartilage. What's interesting about the Mariva brand turmeric extract is that if you take, let's say, 3 tablets a day is the normal daily dose. You can take 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, or vice versa, or you can do 2 tablets twice daily, as I do, and either way. But let's say if you take the tablets, you would see the tablets would start to dissolve in your stomach, and the Mariva brand curcumin is encased in a little fat bubble called a phytosome. This phospholipid phytosome is very absorbable. Turmeric extract by itself is not very absorbable, but when you encase it in these nanoparticles, nanophytosomes, is that once it's dissolved, they go into your intestines and they get sucked up right into your cells very, very easily. This increases the absorption of these curcuminoids. These are the micronutrients of curcumin, for anywhere from 30 to 60 times, not 30 to 60%, but 30 to 60 times absorption than it would be otherwise. That's huge. And that is that increases the absorption. People who go on some glucosamine or even a chondroitin combination joint support supplement, they may or may not feel that big a difference. But what happens is that when people go onto this product, the Precosa product, they often just talk about, my goodness, I noticed the results. They often notice results in a very short period of time, sometimes within a few weeks, sometimes within a week. I had some people notice the difference in 3 days, some people even overnight. That's how often. Now, that's not talking about repair process. Doesn't happen just that fast. We're just talking about people noticing the difference, the benefits from this supplement. And that's how you can tell it can work. But otherwise, if you don't have any joint issues that you're concerned with, you should be concerned with the joints anyway, because they wear down over time. And although none of the products are meant to diagnose, prevent, cure, mitigate any type of disease, is that you want to support, in order to support long-term joint cartilage health, this product is a great addition to your supplement program. The next one is MagnaCal D. Although this is a combination of magnesium and calcium and vitamin D. The supplement to increase the magnesium is that the magnesium is a higher ratio than the calcium. Both of these are in chelated form, and the calcium is both a combination of chelated form as well as calcium carbonate. That combination, when taken with food, is just as absorbable as whether it's all in the chelated calcium form. But the magnesium also in a form that can be highly absorbed, particularly when taken with food. Many people get almost enough calcium on a daily basis to support their health, almost. Because we know what, on average, the person, male and female, often consume in a daily diet. But by supplementing with some calcium and magnesium that's in the core minerals, and which is part of the cell essentials, your foundational products, you are replacing the calcium and magnesium. But then there's times when you need a little boost of that, let's say pregnancy or menopause, nursing, athletes, if you've had a bone fracture, whatever, anytime you need the extra magnesium calcium, then we add to it the magnesium calcium supplements. Magnesium allows muscles to relax. They allow for, like, say, smooth muscles. Smooth muscles are in your blood vessels. Many times when your blood vessels are so tightened up all the time, they're so tight, they're not elastic, and they tighten up, you can have, let's say, high blood pressure. But by maintaining elasticity of the arteries and having the muscles, the smooth muscles within the arterial walls kind of relax somewhat, you can help maintain a good blood pressure. Magnesium is important for bowel motility. It's important for the brain function, nerve function. It's important for just pretty much every single cell. Particularly, magnesium is critical for the function of for creating energy molecules, ATP, in the mitochondria. It's used in conjunction with coenzyme Q10 and alpha lipoic acid. So having enough magnesium on board is important, and many people are deficient in magnesium. Magnesium deficiency is very, very common. So if you're not supplementing with magnesium, you probably are deficient. in getting that. So that's why this is available to provide that. Of course, there's 2,000 international units of vitamin D in the Cell Essentials, and then we have standalone vitamin D, and of course the vitamin D to add to the MagnaCal D to make sure you boost up that, because that combination of magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D to help with bone metabolism, to help with bone strength and support, as well as teeth. Now, this product is a women's support product, or menopausal support supplement that's important for all stages of menopause. From perimenopause, that means around the time of menopause, which you're not quite in menopause. Menopause is defined as 1 year with no periods due to ovarian failure. You're not ovulating anymore, so therefore the ovaries don't produce the estrogen, and you haven't had a period in the year. That's clinical menopause. But before that happens, a lot of women will have hormonal fluctuations. They'll have night sweats, hot flashes. They'll have all sorts of symptoms, emotional changes, because what's happening is that during that time of perimenopause, your ovaries are not producing the estrogen like they should, and your brain's sending out the FSH, the follicular stimulating hormone, to stimulate the ovaries to make more estrogen, and they're not responding well. Or if they do respond, it's like, okay, the brain's yelling at, make more estrogen. Pretty soon it just explodes with more estrogen, and all of a sudden you get way too much estrogen, and then it's like, whoa, that's too much. And so the signals are cut off and it goes down. So you have this roller coaster ride of hormonal fluctuations, which leads to hot flashes and emotional challenges. But so this product is very helpful to it. The difference is that it's formulated to work with the USANA's intelligence technology, the Cell Essentials, the Biomega. It works really well along with proflavanol, a grapeseed extract, as does the Precosa, which I just mentioned, for the joint support. So it combines the phytoestrogens, which is not estrogen. And I'm going to describe that in a lot more detail, because I want people to really grasp this, that the phytoestrogens are different than the estrogens that you produce in your body. And the difference is that it does not increase the risk of breast cancer. That's the bottom line of what I'm going to get to. And I'm going to say all the other things that are beneficial to help maintain long-term support. There are soy and red clover isoflavones in this. The soy isoflavones, along with flaxseed extract and licorice root extract, are all phytoestrogens. They act like when you say if something's phytoestrogen, it's something that comes from a plant source, but it attaches to estrogen receptors. That's what makes a phytoestrogen. It's not the fact that these are estrogens, so that's not the issue. So women with breast cancer, women who've had breast cancer can take phytoestrogens. Again, because they're not estrogen, they just attach to estrogen receptors. And because of how they attach to estrogen receptors and the effect that they have on the breast tissue of estrogen receptors is what makes them beneficial, and which we'll get to. It, as I mentioned, interacts with estrogen receptors, and it can help with symptoms. Let's say red clover, which is a source of phytoestrogens that works together with the soy isoflavones. And here's what I want to get to. They connect with the estrogen receptors like weak estrogens. In your body, you have different types of estrogens: estradiol, estrone, estriol, and estrone and estradiol are very strong estrogens, where estriol is a very weak estrogen. What happens is that overstimulation of estrogen by estrogen of the breast tissue can lead over time to breast cancer, because you got so much estrogen stimulation. And that's why there's controversy as whether you should be on a hormone replacement, estrogen replacement at menopause or not. And there are benefits to that, which I do have an article on that called Menopause, and used to be a book. Now it's an article in my program, Dr. Ladd VIP program. I have that. And I talk about the benefits of bioidentical hormones. Well, it's something similar to that, but without being an actual estrogen, isoflavones attach like a very weak estrogen to the estrogen receptors. And in that way, they effectively block the excess of estrogen stimulation. So what happens is that because they also act like weak estrogens in the hypothalamus, when your estrogen levels go down and they're fluctuating, is that your body, your thermoregulatory system is trying to establish, your temperature, and so it will cause your blood vessels in your skin to dilate or constrict according to what's needed to keep your body at a stable, at a homeostasis, speaking of thermologically. And what happens is that the weak estrogens have that effect on the hypothalamus to help keep the regulation. This reduces hot flashes. It takes sometimes up to 12 weeks to work. Some women will have notice results in the first week, but that's what the studies have shown. It also affects the amygdala, which is the part of the limbic system, which affects mood swings and other. Well, when that gets stimulated, then you can really have some mood issues there. And also the weak estrogens, the phytoestrogens also stimulate and they help support bone density. Not hugely, but they do have that benefit as well. There's also benefits to the heart and the skin. This is all with the phytoestrogens. And another myth that's out there is that soy interferes with your thyroid or cause thyroid problems, or if you have thyroid issues, you shouldn't take soy. That is not true as well. They do not interfere with thyroid functions. If you're taking thyroid hormone, of course, many men and women will take a thyroid hormone first thing in the morning before you eat anything, because you don't want minerals from the food to interact and interfere with the absorption of your thyroid hormone. So that's why thyroid hormone is taken on an empty stomach. And then about an hour later, hour and a half later, you can eat. And that's when you can also take your supplements. So there's no issue there. And of course, as I mentioned and repeat again, is that phytoestrogens such as soy isoflavones do not increase the risk of breast cancer because they attach weakly to the estrogen receptors in the breast and effectively block those receptors from stronger estrogens that your body makes. Because even after menopause, you still have estrogen levels. Even men have estrogen levels because adipose tissue, fat, produces estrogens, and those can cause problems. That's why obesity is a risk factor for breast cancer, because you continue to produce out all these estrogens and of course inflammation. All right, so soy nor soy isoflavones, they don't increase the risk of breast cancer, period. Or let's say exclamation mark, that's not just a period. Soy isoflavones have been shown to inhibit abnormal cell growth, so that's good. And soy isoflavones have been shown to reduce abnormal cell growth, or induce abnormal cell apoptosis, that's self-destruction of abnormal cells. Again, that's a good thing. And the isoflavones started earlier in life from these studies from Asia. And they show that if you start consuming soy isoflavones from a very young age, you can improve lifelong breast health support. So that's a benefit as well. They're safe, they're effective in helping to manage menopausal symptoms. Now, the other ingredient, flaxseed extract, it provides omega-3 fatty acids to support heart health, like the fish oil, and ligands that contain valuable antioxidants. The flaxseed extract has been known for its polyphenol ligands and alpha-linolenic and acid compounds that possess phytoestrogenic and anti-inflammatory and hormonal modulating effects. A long way to say it's beneficial during menopause. And research has shown that flaxseed phytoestrogens confer a mild reduction of hot flashes. So not as much as the soy or the red clover isoflavone, so why would you have it in there if it only has a mild benefit? Well, because of the other benefits that we talked about. The cell and animal studies have been shown that the two specific phytoestrogens found in the ligands help inhibit abnormal cell growth and induce apoptosis of abnormal cells, and particularly for estrogen receptor positive abnormal cells. That's why. And in postmenopausal women, ligands cause the body to produce less active forms of estrogen, thereby further supporting long-term breast health. So it's a synergistic effect, a compounding effect of multiple benefits to help support women during menopause and beyond. And also the third micronutrient is licorice root extract. It contributes to flavonoids that have been shown to have beneficial effects. So the beneficial effects of menopause. But here's the issue that comes up. Somebody will see this, or your doctor might see it and say, well, if you have high blood pressure or have any cardiac arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats, or congestive heart failure, to not take anything with licorice root extract. Well, that's only a concern for high doses of licorice root, because you need to know this if you're going to be taking this product or if you're going to be selling the product, is that too much licorice root extract can exacerbate high blood pressure, make it worse, and cause some other hormonal issues that are from the pituitary and the kidneys, and could lead to to low levels of potassium and sodium. But historically, licorice root has been used in the daily doses from 760 milligrams to 15,000 milligrams. That's what the study's been showing. Once you get over 1,000 milligrams a day, you're in the high dose range or the medium dose range. Once you get around 5,000 milligrams a day, you're in very high dose range. That's when you're going to start seeing problems, particularly with high blood pressure, if you're susceptible to it, or irregular heartbeats. As a matter of fact, the other menopausal support formulas that you can find over the counter that have licorice root extract is that they usually provide doses of about 450 milligrams twice daily. So they're getting just under 900, just under 1,000 milligrams of licorice root extract. The EstroPro, since they're combined with isoflavones, there's only 30 milligrams of licorice extract is used twice daily. So that's a daily total of only 60 milligrams that's needed to be effective. It's because of the synergistic effects and the benefits. 60 milligrams daily total, you're not even anywhere close to causing issues with blood pressure. Anywhere close to causing problems with heart arrhythmias. Not even close to having any of those issues that can affect your potassium or your sodium. That's the good news. You could double the doses of these and you'd still be at a very low dose. You could triple it and still be low dose. Oh, and by the way, women of any age could take this because it helps stabilize the estrogen's effect. So if some women can have some problems with their hormones right before their period, so the premenstrual issues, they'll have maybe hormonal mood changes or other effects because the estrogen levels are bouncing around, they can take it. They can take it every day. They can take it just a couple weeks each month or even a week each month, but it just helps stabilize the estrogen levels because of those phytoestrogen effect. That's the EstroPro. The suggested use of it for women, again, perimenopausal, you can take it at any age, but at age 40 and older, 2 tablets daily is considered a good dose. You can take one in the morning, one in the evening. You can take 2 tablets twice daily, 4 a day if you want to. So there are the doses that you're getting of the isoflavones, the flaxseed extract, and the licorice root extract. And of course, each bottle has 56 tablets, so 2 daily for a 4-week period. For men, we have a Palmetto Plus. Palmetto Plus has micronutrients of saw palmetto and one other thing, I'll get to it. But the saw palmetto is an herb, but it's also an antioxidant. And of course, it also has soy isoflavones in this. Remember, we just talked about soy isoflavones and EstroPro. That's just what I wanted to say, is that the Palmetto Plus also has soy isoflavones for a reason. What reason would that be? Remember I said that men produce estrogen as well? Men have a certain level of estrogen, but as men age, testosterone levels decline and estrogen levels rise. Testosterone does not increase the risk of prostate cancer. Once you have prostate cancer, testosterone supplements, even testosterone in your own body, can exacerbate and accelerate the prostate cancer, but testosterone doesn't cause prostate cancer. A rise of estrogen does, though. Estrogen rising, it contributes or may even be a cause for prostate cancer. It's not the only cause, but can be a cause for that. So in addition to saw palmetto and soy isoflavones, also has lycopene, which is a carotenoid, and which is an antioxidant, and it's been shown, the studies have shown to help promote and support prostate health. The estrogen and DHT affect the prostate. So as estrogen levels rise, that's an issue. It affects the prostate. As DHT rises, it affects the prostate. What's DHT? DHT is dihydrotestosterone. Both men and women have testosterone in their bodies. Men have higher amounts than women, of course. And the testosterone can be converted, let's say, in the skin or in the prostate by an enzyme called a 5-alpha reductase enzyme. That testosterone is then converted into a stronger form of testosterone called DHT. DHT is responsible for male pattern baldness. It can affect and cause problems with the prostate to enlarge and have an issue with that, and that can cause all sorts of problems. And also DHT can increase the oiliness of the skin, particularly in women who have oily skin and acne. That's the DHT is responsible for that. So that's an issue. Well, how does saw palmetto, one of the benefits of saw palmetto, besides being an antioxidant, it blocks this enzyme, the 5-alpha reductase enzymes, without affecting testosterone levels. And therefore, with less DHT, you're going to have less DHT effects. That's a good thing. I'm not making any claims it does anything, but less DHT effects means you're going to have better chance of having not oily skin or having issues with your hair so much, or prostate. This is why it's prostate support and skin support. So even women can take Palmetto Plus. As a matter of fact, I've had many of my patients take Palmetto Plus because they were having skin issues. Because this is not a male hormone. A lot of people think, well, I can't take that because that's for the prostate. No, it's soy isoflavones, which is found in the estropro, lycopene, which is found also in our Cellsentials with a carotenoid. It's also good for the eyes. And it's saw palmetto, an herb, an antioxidant. So it's not a hormone. And the soy isoflavones, as mentioned, attached to the estrogen receptors in the prostate. The prostate has estrogen receptors. Like in the breast, the soy isoflavones attach to these and effectively block those from being stimulated by estrogen. That's the benefit. And of course, you can Google lycopene in prostate, and you'll see all the benefits of that, the ones that I cannot tell you because I can't make claims about it doing anything other than supporting prostate health. Wish I could tell you, because that's the way the business is, that's the way the regulations are. Pure Rest, that's our melatonin product. Pure Rest is a fast-acting pure melatonin, which is bioidentical to your own melatonin, your own hormone. It's a bioidentical hormone to that, as opposed to a lot of melatonin products are derived from animal glands. That's not necessarily the best way to get your melatonin. It supports the natural sleep and wake cycles. So I'm going to go into this a little bit more, but also one thing that's really is to know about it, it's not a sleeping pill. Melatonin doesn't work that way. It can help you get more restful sleep. It can help you stay in your circadian rhythms stay more regular. That's good. It can has many other benefits because melatonin is a master hormone for the body, but it's not a sleeping pill. So some people will take it and say, oh, I don't sleep, or I'm still not sleeping. That could be other issues going on. And other people say, well, I haven't done any trouble getting to sleep, so I don't need it. Well, there are benefits beyond sleep that melatonin provides. One of the things, it's a powerful antioxidant. It not only works in the brain to help prevent oxidative damage to the brain cells and neurons and all that, but it affects everywhere in your body. It doesn't say, well, we're melatonin, so we can only work in the brain. It goes everywhere, providing protection. And it's very significant antioxidant protection at that. Speaking of apoptosis of abnormal cells, very powerful. So here's the issue. A lot of people will take Valium or other benzodiazepines to help sleep, to reduce sleep. Or they might take a Tylenol PM, which has diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl. All these things affect your acetylcholine neurotransmitters, and they affect your memory. Long-term use of these benzodiazepines and Benadryl can essentially cause dementia. That's the reality of it. A lot of people don't know that, but that's the reality. But melatonin doesn't have that effect. As a matter of fact, just the opposite would be true. It'll help maintain good health of your brain. And of course, with your Copa Prime, which we talked about the end of last part 2, last training, is that helps support memory on top of the melatonin. Now, melatonin, when you go to sleep at night, let's see, about an hour after light stops hitting the back of your retina, so you go to bed, melatonin will be secreted. Melatonin helps your brain waves get into deeper stages of sleep. And to have a normal sleep pattern every night, you need to get into about 4 dream state sleep. Dream state sleep is called rapid eye movement. And it's during rapid eye movement where you start to resolve a lot of the issues going on in your psyche, as well as it restores your body and the other hormones that are functioning at night. And studies have shown that you need to have at least 4 dream state cycles. Well, it takes a certain amount of time to get into dream state sleep. You need to be in dream state sleep for a certain amount of time. There's a certain amount of time in between those cycles. And when you add that all up, that comes to about 7 or 8 hours. So that's what it takes to get the good restorative sleep. If you're only getting 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep, you're cutting off 1 or 2 dream state cycles, and you are not getting the restorative sleep. You could actually maybe looking more older faster, and because certain hormones are not replenished, let's say like leptin. Leptin is a hormone that helps reduce hunger. And if you are not getting enough sleep, not only are you not producing the hormones like growth hormone and other ones that help support weight loss, you also are more hungry. Therefore, you eat more, you're not burning off the calories, and you're going to gain weight. Oops, what happened here? Go back. So what happens you're going to deep sleep cycles, you're going into your body's producing growth hormone, your brain is. Growth hormone helps maintain youthfulness of your cells. It helps maintain metabolism to burn off fat. Also, serotonin, dopamine, acetylcholine, leptin are all restored. Thyroid hormone is affected. Your adrenal hormones are all affected, all because of the melatonin getting you into this restorative cycle. You can see that melatonin is the master hormone. And that's why you need it every single night. Oh, I'm not sleeping. I sleep fine, so I don't need melatonin. Well, after the age of 20, your melatonin falls off dramatically. And it continues to fall off every single year of your life. And pretty soon you're hardly making any, and that affects your replenishment of these other hormones that are going on. The leptin, the acetylcholine, dopamine, serotonin, and in the morning when all this is right, then you have the normal rise of cortisol and a healthy level of DHEA, which help with fat burning and metabolism, these hormones in the body. Again, this is what melatonin helps to support, healthy circadian rhythms, to help you get into these good cycles that you need to, so that your body can produce the hormones, and the hormones can have the effect that they need to have effect to help keep your body more youthful, functioning, and looking. So hopefully that made sense. Hepasil, wow, what a product. What a concept. This Hepasil DTX in other countries is called Hepa Plus, but it's the same product. It's the liver support formula. It's liver support supplement. The intelligence technology in it, a lot of people think this is our detox product. I want you not to think about it in that way per se, because Hepasil or Hepa Plus, however you want to call it, does not do the detoxing of your liver. It does not have a detoxing effect on your liver, but it will support your liver to be able to do the detoxification. Your liver is what does all the detoxification. And some people say, oh, you should only take this for 1 or 2 weeks because you only want to take a liver detox for a week or two, no more than 2 weeks. Well, this is not a liver detox. This is a liver support formula, and the liver is detoxifying all these metabolites that are going on all the time, every single second of every single day, and you never want that to stop. If that's not working for a day or two, you're starting to build up all these toxic metabolites. You start turning yellow, then orange, and then you don't make it. That's what liver failure is all about. The liver has many different processes, a couple hundred, 300-400 different metabolic processes that it has to do. Detoxification is only one of them. And it supports the liver doing all the effects that it does, because there are many effects of the liver. Oh, there were 500 functions. I'll just for fun show you a few, because a lot of people think, what's the liver do? Oh, it does the detoxification. Well, it does much more than that. And the Hepasil supports all of these. So let's just look at them. Detoxification will then help support bile. The bile breaks down the fat and help get in certain micronutrients, and helps stores extra glucose as glycogen. And then when your blood sugars go low, that converts glycogen back into glucose. And so this works together with your pancreas in maintaining healthy blood sugar levels. It synthesizes the synthesis of lipids, fats, triglycerides, converts lipids into energy when you need that, especially when your blood sugar is low. The synthesis of clotting proteins and plasma proteins, which is albumin, the blood proteins that regulate steroid hormones and angiotensin for blood pressure maintenance, also from the liver and kidney functions. The synthesis of cholesterol, HDL, LDL cholesterol, for cholesterol metabolism to function, because that's where most of your cholesterol comes from, from your liver, not from your food. The synthesis of hormones that control appetite, such as leptin. The liver is very important for leptin production. So I just talked about that with melatonin. Melatonin helps with secretion of growth hormone, leptin, which is weight management, and hepacil helps support the liver, which the liver controls a lot of weight management. A lot of people forget that. The synthesis of hormones that control fat storage or release. What do you want to store your fat, or you want to release your fat? That's also affected by it. The hepacil supports the functions of the liver. And insulin growth factor 1 is the growth hormone from the brain, helps stimulate the production and release of insulin growth factor 1. IGF-1 is basically helps your metabolism and helps burn off fat. You want insulin growth factor to burn off that fat and keep that metabolism going, so it helps keep you looking and feeling young. And not only with melatonin is important for that, but so is hepacil to keep your liver functioning normally. So it has these effects. The hepacil doesn't have the effect. It has the effect on the liver to do its job. That creates, and also has a part of the immune system. It has immune factors. It stores fat-soluble vitamins as B12, such as B12, and as well as minerals, copper and iron, etc. Metabolism of certain proteins converts proteins into ammonia and then into urea. It cleans out the metabolizes and then goes into the urine. And it breaks down old damaged red blood cells. So, but all these functions are affected by age. As you age, just like everywhere else, mitochondrial decay affects the function of liver cells. From the USANA cell essentials and the intelligence complex, that helps restore the mitochondria, making new mitochondria called mitophagy, and protecting those mitochondria with antioxidant enzymes. The cell essentials with the hepacil or hepa plus helps the liver to do its job, which you can see it's much more than detoxification. So that's why I would like people to stop thinking about, hey, hepacil is for liver detox. Well, I don't need a liver detox, so I don't need hepacil. Oh my goodness, I just mentioned the liver. I haven't even talked about the support of the heart, the support of the skin, the support of the brain, the eyes, the kidneys, the stomach, or muscles that can be obtained from the micronutrients found in hepacil. Milk thistle extract is an herb, also it's an antioxidant. It helps with the detoxification process, because when your liver takes in this nasty stuff, these metabolites, it'll break it down. Your cells will break it down into very nasty metabolites. So that's what stage 1 detoxification. Then it sends it over to stage 2 detoxification. But if stage 2 detoxification fails, which that's what fails when you have liver failure, then you turn orange and don't make it unless without a liver transplant. Milk thistle extract helps with stage 2 detoxification, and it has many other benefits as well. N-acetyl-L-cysteine, you know, when you go to the emergency room, if you have a Tylenol acetaminophen overdose, then what happens is that they'll give you an IV full of N-acetyl-L-cysteine, because it helps protect the liver from the Tylenol or acetaminophen toxicity, which is very, very damaging. Plus, but the benefits of N-acetyl-L-cysteine is a powerful antioxidant, and it's converted by the body into glutathione, one of the most powerful antioxidant enzymes in your body, which protects your mitochondria, the cells. It protects all the cells from oxidative damage. It's very powerful. Alpha lipoic acid, same thing. These are all antioxidants. Well, all of them down to turmeric extract. Those are all antioxidants. The green tea extract. Green tea extract it helps with metabolism, it helps the liver function, it has many other benefits with immune system, etc. All these help support the immune system as well. Most of them support the immune system, all the way down to turmeric extract. They support the immune system. And the green tea extract can only be a problem. Some people say, oh, you can have a problem with it, but that's only to get well over 500 milligrams a day. You're not going to get that much in this. It's going to be still in a safe level. You can even double the dose. You can triple the dose. You can quadruple the dose and still be at a safe level of all these antioxidants, all these micronutrients. Olive fruit extract, the olive oil. USANA spent about 5 years to perfect the extraction process needed to develop olive oil and patented that process. Olive oil is USANA's olive fruit extract. And the olive oil is beneficial, helps support the heart, supports the immune system, supports the liver. That's why olive oil, 30 milligrams is how much the Cell Essentials provide on a daily dose. 30 milligrams of olive oil. And that's very significant because that's getting you at the ranges to where the amount of olive oil a person would consume on the Mediterranean diet, which is very beneficial. In the daily dose of Hepasil or Hepa Plus, you're getting 45 milligrams of olive oil. You're basically now off the charts for the benefits beyond the Mediterranean diet. But if you take the Hepasil with the Cell Essentials, which you should, you're now getting 75 milligrams of olive oil, and that's extremely beneficial. Turmeric extract is the same as curcumin, which I talked about when I was talking about the joint support product, about the chondroitin and the the glucosamine and the curcumin, the turmeric extract. Very beneficial, powerful antioxidant. I mean, my goodness, the number of studies that have shown the benefits of curcumin or turmeric extract, the same thing. It's just mind-blowing. And of course, choline is very important because choline is needed for the DNA synthesis. It's needed for use in cell membranes. Choline is also a precursor to acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that I was talking about when we were talking about melatonin. We're talking about pure rest, how that's needed. The acetylcholine and use of benzodiazepines and chronic use of Benadryl can affect the acetylcholine, and so that's what choline is important for the liver. It's important for the brain. It's important for all cells in the DNA, et cetera. And the biotin also, which is a B vitamin, very beneficial for the liver as well. As we mentioned, there are benefits to well, they wouldn't be in there if there wasn't a benefit. So it's just how they work together is what's powerful. Because you can say, well, I'm taking curcumin. Well, I'm taking alpha lipoic acid, but it's the combination, just like the Cell Essentials. That Cell Essentials combination is significant. Digestive enzymes is also part of our digestive health supplements as a companion to the Hepasil. Digestive enzymes from your mouth to your stomach, to the first part of the duodenum, which secretes the pancreatic enzymes. What happens, these are all needed to break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates so that you can bring in your nutrients. If you're not breaking down your macronutrients, your fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, and you're not nourishing your cells, then what happens is those calories can then turn into fat. Digestive enzymes, that endogenous ones that you make, help you make use of your food to convert it into energy. But as you age, digestive enzymes decline. Your pancreas doesn't make as much digestive enzymes, and what can happen then is that food can then sit in your stomach and your intestines and cause all sorts of problems. You can have gas, cramping, pain, discomfort, just all these issues. The digestive enzymes helps with that. So taking 1, 2, 3 tablets, 4 tablets before a meal, depending on how big the size of your meal or how much protein you have in the meal, you might want to consider the digestive enzymes for that. One thing I want to say about digestive enzyme as well, the artichoke extract. The artichoke extract helps with the production and release of bile, which then is needed for fat metabolism. And of course, you don't want excess fat. USANA probiotics. Probiotics are very important for maintaining the microbiome. That is all the bacteria, the good beneficial bacteria in your bowels. You have bacteria in your skin, that's a microbiome in itself, and you have bacteria in the bowels. The bacteria in the bowel is very important for supporting the mood. There's a gut-brain connection, the immune system, and digestive health. Those are the 3 main benefits of probiotics. But there are many different probiotics, different bacteria strains. In your bowels, there's lots of bacterial strains. But there's studies, the science has shown that by replenishing with at least 2 forms of probiotics, good beneficial bacteria, that can then help set up the environment to where the other ones can flourish and maintain that health. Now, the two that are provided by this are the lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. And let's see, do I have, oh yeah, I had a slide on this, I totally forgot, sorry about that. So what I want to go through is this. There's a double-blind placebo-controlled study of 326 children ages 3 to 5 years old. They were given probiotics daily, the lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, the same probiotics that are found in USANA's probiotics. For 6 months, they assessed the symptoms of colds and flus, runny noses, sore throats, coughing, fever, etc., of the ones that were taking the probiotics and ones that were taking the placebo. What did they find? Again, this is because a lot of people ask me, well, can children take probiotics? Yes, of course they have. I've given probiotics to my newborn grandson even. The probiotics were found to reduce the school absences by nearly 30%. Now, a lot of parents still sent their kids to school with cold symptoms, so you can imagine that that was a huge difference there. It also had a significant reduction in the incidence of cold or flu symptoms. So that is big. Runny noses reduced by 59%, coughing reduced by 62% compared to placebo, and fever by 73%. In those who developed symptoms, the duration of symptoms compared to those taking the placebo were reduced by 84%. So, moral of the story, the study, probiotics support the immune system. They also support the mood and many, many other benefits that they have. Also, for people having, let's say, gas, diarrhea, constipation, whatever, they have irritable situation there, the probiotics help with that. The probiotics help with the absorption of vitamin D. A lot of people try to have trouble stabilizing good vitamin D levels. How often should you take probiotics? At least every other day, if not daily. Daily is best, but every other day at minimum. And fiber. A lot of people are not getting enough fiber in their diet, and fiber is very important for helping promote GI regularity, but it also supports heart health, and it supports, helps maintain good weight as well, helps you make you feel full longer. It prevents also, fiber prevents the spiking of your insulin. Fiber reduces the glycemic index. That's why foods that have higher, or not a higher, but have more fiber than other foods will have a lower glycemic index. That's why the USANA's NutriMills are meal replacement drinks. Because the fiber content in there, the glycemic index is low. So it can still have 17 grams of good sugars, but because of the fiber in them, instead of having a high glycemic index, it has a low glycemic index. And of course, the good sugars also it has a low glycemic index. Oh, I guess that's pretty much it. So what I'm saying about the fiber G is that with the fiber G is that a lot of times, besides, you can mix it in anything. You can mix it in your NutriMilk drink. You can mix it in water. You can mix it in a little bit of juice or whatever to get it down. Of course, it can be somewhat clumpy, but one thing is when people are trying to lose some weight, I suggest if you can do a fiber G shot, which is just a teaspoonful or even a tablespoon, whatever you want to do, and some water right before you eat food. Let's say if you're going to have spaghetti or something with potatoes, by increasing the fiber with that meal, just by taking that right before a meal, you're going to reduce the glycemic index of that meal, of whatever you're going to eat. And you'll still get the calories, but you will reduce the spiking of the insulin and reduce inflammation, and you'll have all the benefits of fiber. So that's one to think about. That's it, Patty, that I have with the optimizers. So
okay, go ahead and introduce to everyone who has not seen it, the magnificent Dr. Ladd VIP program. It's very important that everyone knows it exists. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure. I'll go real quickly. I don't want to bore anyway, so bear with me. I know that there's probably some Dr. Ladd VIP members that are online with us now, but the Dr. Ladd VIP program found at drladdvip.com is a site. It's a tool that helps you build your business if you're working with nutritional supplements. I don't mention USANA in any of this. It's completely generic, and it's there to help to give you confidence to why you'd use supplements, how you'd use supplements, and what situations would you use supplements. for both for talking to potential customers or clients about this, because I have researched, I have articles that I've written, I have their medical citations to them, I have supplement protocols for certain health situations, many different ones. There are also videos there about why do you need supplements, how to choose a quality supplement, ones on supplements and heart and many health conditions. Also have a private Facebook group in which once you become a VIP member, subscribe Dr. Ladd VIP member, go to the Dr. Ladd VIP group, Dr. Ladd on Facebook, and there's a lot of interactions. People have questions. I see them almost on a daily basis. I usually answer them within a few hours. If I go more than 12 hours, it's only because I didn't see it, but I usually get it very often. I will show you a little bit about it, but I am running a special on it right now. So if you have you can get a 30% discount on the annual membership by using the code USANA 2020 all together and all capitalized. And then if you do enroll in the program, make sure to check your spam or junk email folder after enrollment, because there are a lot of instructions there in that welcome email. And then if you're not sure about it, if you can look at drladdvip.com/testimonials, you can read some how this program has affected people, both their health and also their businesses. A few things about it, that once you enroll, there's different modules I have there. Power nutritional supplements, the 4 things making and keeping you fat, sleep and stress, factors of health. Recorded webinars will be there, healthcare, professional matters like how do you talk to a doctor about supplements, how the doctors carry them in their chiropractic or medical practice, how they could work it as a business, et cetera. And then supplement protocols. These are the main categories. These 3 on the top row, as well as a couple other modules that I have videos that I have made and created that are available. For example, if you looked at the nutritional supplement modules, you would see there's a video on, like I said, why supplements, choosing a quality supplement, and many other different ones, particularly like oxidized LDL cholesterol and statin drugs. There's a video on that, as well as I have an article on that. And once you clicked on it, you'd see this video. You can make it full screen, but where'd I go? And then you could watch it, and it's just how to choose a quality supplement. You could then share that as a member. You could then share that with one of your customers or potential customers. I ask that if you're in USANA to have your own account, not share these with your team or others, please. The protocols range from things from, you can see from acne, adrenal fatigue, allergies, asthma. There are things go all the way down. I mean, there's numerous ones. This heart disease article, this is my book, The Cholesterol Conspiracy, at least 90% of my book, The Cholesterol Conspiracy. That's why this is the longest article I have, and many other ones. Menopause, that's my menopause book, which is a relatively long article, but is there with all the references, pregnancy and nursing and nutritional supplements, etc. For example, if you go in there, you'd see an article on autoimmune disease. You scroll down, you see there's an article on this. You can skip right to the protocols, or you can read the article with the references, or you can just jump around the website as you need to. And down here, there are, I'll mention like vitamin antioxidants, I'll mention fish oil, I'll mention grapeseed extract, but I won't mention a brand name product. I have the Facebook group. Again, you come in here and you can become, once you're a member, you get in here and you can then put in something here and search for it, shingles. Well, that comes things that I've mentioned before about some considerations for shingles. Or you can, anything that you need to ask me, you put into here, the VIP group. So there's over 3 years. It's almost like an encyclopedia, it's so long. Well, here are the prices for it for the annual membership, $199 US for annual membership. You just go to drladdvip.com and scroll down. You'll see that page, a lot of information. That's the lifetime membership price. And as I mentioned, there's a 30% discount on the annual membership with a coupon USANA 2020, all in capital letters. So if you want that, it's available. And that averages out to $139 US. And I'm sorry, that is $139.30 US, but that averages out to effectively being a little over $11 per month. A little over $11 a month to have that type of information and access to me on as much as you need in the VIP group. That's what you get. So anyway, that's my story.
All right, fantastic. Let's go back to the room where we can see each other, and I'm very, very grateful. Now, On number one, the very first product training, we told everyone they could ask questions on number 3. And so I want to make sure that that's okay with you, because we have to let everyone know that when you ask your questions, whether it's on Facebook Live or whether it's in the room, there are certain things that Dr. Ladd cannot answer or cannot say. So we want to be very careful of
Yeah.
that, because this goes around the world.
Yeah, and most of a lot of things are answered in the Dr. Ladd VIP program, but I'll have to be very careful how I have to answer it, because there's certain things I cannot say. So we'll be careful. So we'll do that for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll end it if it's okay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and both on Facebook. I am on both, so we're going to take them both in this chat and in the Facebook. All right, so I'm going to have both open. Dr. Ladd, as they start to come in on the webinar, you can also see those questions, and then I can see them as they come in. So if you click participants and chat, you'll be able to see any questions coming in on the chat or the Q&A. I see Q&A has some questions there, and I'm going to be watching the Facebook Live, and I will bring you any questions that you have. All right, everyone, this is your chance.
Okay, I see one here. I mean, you can throw them out there too. One is there from, is estrogen supplement suitable for young females who have irregular periods? The Estro Pro will not necessarily help with the irregular periods. Sometimes it might have a little bit of effect, but any age, a teenager can take Estro Pro. But it depends on what the cause of the irregular periods is. Sometimes the cause is ovarian in nature. Sometimes the cause is for the brain and stress, and there's a lot of different reasons for it. Many times, just if a woman, a young female, even a teenager, goes on good quality supplements, the Body Rock supplements and fish oil, the Biomega, often many times that helps with the regulation of the brain hormones. The brain hormones are what the FSH and LH, that regulates the period. Many women who do not have regular periods is because they're not ovulating regularly, because the LH, the luteinizing hormone, is not secreted in a timely fashion. Many times, just again, with proper micronutrients, the brain starts functioning normally and the periods normalize. That's what I've noticed.
I have one from Facebook Live. Let me ask this one. She says, does melatonin affect insulin levels? I have a pre-diabetic friend who says she can't take melatonin.
That's interesting. Melatonin has an indirect effect because it has an effect on the growth hormone and insulin growth factor 1, but it depends on what hormone. I'd be surprised if they couldn't take USANA's Pure Rest, because not all melatonin is the same. Which one is the same? So it's, I've not had that experience in all the years I've been with USANA of people taking the USANA's Pure Rest and being diabetic and having problems with the insulin. So I'm not going to say that a person can or cannot take it. I'm not giving medical advice to anybody, and make sure that you talk to your doctor about anything before you start a supplement program. So that's my disclaimer. But as an information basis is that melatonin generally doesn't affect insulin to the point where it could cause destabilization of their blood sugar levels. But if that's somebody's own situation, everybody can be different though. There's always. Here's a question of, speaking of melatonin, USANA's Pure Rest, it says, how many Pure Rest tablets can you take? And the question to that is, that's a good question. Each Pure Rest tablet is 2 milligrams of melatonin in the US, and I believe it's 1 milligram, if I'm not mistaken. In other countries, I'm not sure. Actually, I'm going to back off that. I don't remember if it's 1 milligram or 2 milligram. Maybe somebody in Canada can let me know if that's the case. I know that the vitamin D is half dose of US vitamin D. It's 2,000 IUs of vitamin D per vitamin. And since those things are the same size, sometimes I get mixed up of whether Canada has half dose of the melatonin or not. So you can help me answer that. But in generally, the 2 milligrams per tablet, and I take 3 tablets every night. So I take 6 milligrams of Pure Rest every night. You can take 10, you can take 20 milligrams of melatonin. There's not an issue with it. A lot of times I'll tell people to take 10 milligrams of melatonin every night. If they have jet lag. Jet lag can happen if you just by staying up too late. Jet lag can happen if you're studying too long, or if you're in shift work, like a nurse or doctor or policeman or whoever, if you're on shift working, you've now just created yourself jet lag because you didn't get that regular sleep patterns. By taking 10 milligrams a night for maybe 5 nights in a row, then down to 8 milligrams, and 6, then 4, you can then help yourself get right back onto the regular circadian rhythm. Normally, people do well with just 1 or 2 milligrams a night. That's fine. I'm not talking about a sleeping pill. I'm talking about to help maintain normal sleep. But to help push back the circadian rhythm and to help restore it, you can take more.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I have a question here from Douglas who wants to know about DHEA. I've sent a message back asking what does he want to know about DHEA, but I don't have that answer. So
Okay.
well,
DHEA is, just real quickly, is different than DHA. DHA is an omega-3 fatty acid. DHEA, which if you're a VIP member, I have one of those, I have one of the videos goes into more detail about DHEA, but essentially your adrenal glands make DHEA, and so do your both the women, male and female gonads make DHEA. DHEA is dubbed the youth hormone because it helps. It's been known to help keep cells youthful, kind of like not in the same way that insulin complex does, but it just helps them retain their youth and their youthful function. And most DHEA is concentrated in the brain. And as the DHEA declines, the body declines, the brain declines. And of course, but it's all about mitochondrial decay, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago. So that's the story about DHEA.
Okay, and I've got your answer for Canada. The Pure Rest is a 2 milligram tablet.
Okay, it's the same. Okay, 2 milligrams. Thank you for that answer, whoever gave that. Appreciate that. And then one here is about the Fiber G shots. Do you take them before eating sugary foods or after? It's best to take them before you eat, but the Fiber G would help if you take it soon after as well too. But it helps most if you take them before. When I'm talking about, let's say you have you can have some pizza. That's a lot of carbohydrates there with just the crust. Or if you have, when I say sugary foods, I just mean high glycemic foods, or even a piece of birthday cake or whatever. Having a Fiber G shot before, within 5 minutes or less, or at the same time, it will reduce that glycemic index.
Thank you so much. Fantastic. I don't have any more on Facebook Live.
Okay, that's fine. It's interesting. Somebody said 1 milligram here on this.
Oh,
here. Oh well, I don't know what somebody checked it. That's fine. Okay, well that's good. I appreciate them. I see a lot of comments here as well, and I appreciate your kind comments. So thank you for that as well. So you're very, very kind, and thank you for your kind comments about the VIP program as well. So all right, good.
Brilliant.
I think that might be it, Patty. So we have a
fantastic
group.
So everyone, let's review just a couple things before we hang up today. Number one, we have 3 parts to this product training. We began 2 weeks ago with part number 1, which is the Cell Essentials and Intelligence. At USANA, every product that's made is made with the assumption that we are using the Cell Essentials as our core product. And then everything is in synergy and conjunction with that. So the optimizers, as Dr. Ladd has named this training and last week's, was optimizers for true health. The word USANA means true health. And so we started with that training for you, which was an entire hour of training for your customers, your clients, and your new associates and yourself. And we don't have to know all of this, but it is wonderful to actually absorb it all, and we won't be able to recite it. Number 2 last week was the first half of the optimizers, and then this week finishing out the optimizers. So we have had a fantastic professional product training. All of those are found, the recordings, on Facebook at Patty Roney Global Webinars page. They are shareable. You can just share those to your own Facebook page, and they are very compliant. So we appreciate Dr. Ladd McNamara, who is brilliant at this. And then the reminder on the Dr. Ladd VIP, I did have many people asking questions about that. So there is a yearly, the annual is once a year, is that 30% off. Now, does the 30% off that they would get tonight, does that carry through on their renewal?
Yes, it does. That's perpetual. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's
That's
30%
amazing.
off every year.
So that's every year. And then the
Automatically, yeah.
lifetime membership is not on that discount, but is once and for all. So
Yeah, yeah.
you have that. And then I want to remind you on that Dr. Ladd VIP website that he is speaking generically. He didn't show us. One of my favorite parts is I use this with every new client. So no matter what when I'm doing the interview, the consultation, I'll send them one or two reports because he's so thorough about an ingredient, a product that, and so they're gorgeous. They go on and on and on with beautiful information about beta glucans or grapeseed extract or whatever the ingredients are that he's bringing to the table on that one. And then you do have the rest of the protocol. Now, I use every day when I'm using this, I also use his Facebook private page because it means I have an answer. I have Dr. Ladd in my pocket with giving me answers or researching the answers he's already given out. And all of us come into a lot of answers, and we're not the experts. We're not the scientists. We're not Dr. Wentz. We're not the medical professionals, either on the nutritional side or the medical side, Dr. Ladd having both. And so I just want you to know how I use it personally, but I am very careful because we are not to buy it and give it to our whole team. So we would just be robbing Dr. Ladd. And so I want you to know I don't pay him. No one pays either one of us to do what we did tonight or any of these nights. And so please make sure he is getting what's due him, that you are not sharing it with your team. You are using it for your customers and you're helping your team to understand and do the same. So I have many, many members in my team because they have seen what it does. So, all right, Dr. Ladd, any closing words you have about all of us paying attention to health? So we know we can't say what we can't say, but we can say the value of focusing on our health.
Yeah, and speaking of that, that's actually what I was going to say. So we're saying thoughts when you say value. People, particularly when they look at all the products and they see the USANA and they'll see a price and they think, well, I can go to the store and get something cheaper maybe. I'm telling you, I've had so many people, so many patients, so many customers who've tried to do that, and they end up getting a cheaper product. It's less expensive, it's cheaper, and it's exactly that. It's cheaper, and they don't have the effects. They all of a sudden they don't have these improvements. These are the people who notices results, and they go in a different product, and none, the results are gone. It's because of USANA's quality raw ingredients. The quality manufacturing is what provides the results. And because cheap is never a value. It's not a value. You can buy cheaper, but there's no value in it. If you're buying a product that has those micronutrients that are potent and pure, they're balanced, and there's a wide spectrum of supplements, then you truly are getting that value, getting what you pay for. And with USANA, you truly are getting a product that there's nothing else like it. There's nobody has anything like the Cell Essentials. Nobody has that combination of the nourish, protect, and renewal process that we have in the Cell Essentials. And my goodness, when people use these supplements, they see the difference. And if you know that they're having the difference, even if you're a person that didn't notice the difference, you didn't have to rely on the fact that, well, these are definitely working, because I know about the company, I know about these people having the results, and these are the type of results I want to maintain. I want to support my body for optimal health, for long-term optimal health. And that's what, bringing it back to the very beginning, that's what Dr. Wentz's vision is, to people to live in a world free of pain and suffering, a world free from disease. That's his vision, and to truly to live with happiness and health.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone, enjoy, stay healthy, work hard. I'm going to tell you that Dr. Ladd and I'm sure I'm speaking truth here for him. I know I am for me. I use everything in the USANA book. I use everything we have except for the Guy product, and the children's products and the prenatal. I mean, everything that's in the book that's possible for one person to take, I take, and I have for 24 years. And I raised all 6 of my children on USANA, and it was at the very top 3 things that we could spend money on, that we would
Yeah,
always choose. So I just want to tell you that
that's awesome.
we adore these products. So thank you, Dr. Ladd.
Thank you.
And
All right. Thank you
all of
all.
you. Good night, everyone.
Good
Stay
night.
healthy and happy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.